Okay, so reminder, we are in the sun and shadow now. Talking to dead people, as usual. Trying to figure out what our purpose is. Oh, that's new.
Whew, good thing I sold most of my jewelry.
Another segment of the bridge rises over the ruins of an ancient city. It looks stable enough, but the wide gap leaves little room for error. Jump. Oh, sorry. We'll come back in a second because we're supposed to level up What's-Her-Face and talk to him. So level her up first. Who's Barbarian? 12 points. Survival? Rank is 12. So 9 plus Barbarian plus regular, whatever that is. Okay. Athletics or survival. It can be used in conversations, scripted act, blah, 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 specialized information. Yeah, we'll give some more survival. It's the last one, really, so it doesn't really matter too much. And last of her abilities. Savage Defiance. So once per encounter, speed is instant. Get a bunch of endurance back. Force passive. So on attacks that normally target deflection, the Barbarian will instead attack Fortitude if that is the lower defense. Sprint. Droop Arrest gets to run really fast. Doesn't really need it. Threatening Presence. So long as stationary, nearby enemies may be sickened. How have we not grabbed that yet? Passive. In battle, once he or she is personally downed at least 2 enemies, attack speed increases by 20% for 9 seconds. Vengeful Defeat. Oh, she goes to 0 endurance. She does a kill everybody type thing. Heart of Fury. Once per encounter. Eye of the Storm. Cannot be engaged by enemies that are more than 1 level lower than him or her. It does not prevent the Barbarian from being attacked in melee, though. Dragon Leap. Trying upon the reserves of intense spiritual power, the Barbarians are able to leap high into the air and crash down upon their foes, dazing them. I thought she had that already. Echoing Shout. Projects of her rage into a wave of energy that causes crush damage and dazes everyone caught in its path. If the shout strikes a solid surface, it will bounce once. Once per encounter. It's not a crush damage. Bloodthirst. After killing an enemy, the Barbarian's recovery is waived, allowing them to attack again immediately. So many good choices here. That's a heal force. Don't move. They get sickened within 1.5 meters. Sickened is good for as long as it's reduced by 1. Fortitude and will are reduced by 10. Kill 2 people, attack faster. Sure, I'll go with that one. Bone Dog, welcome back. And anyway, thank you, Bone Dog, for the resub at tier 1 for 17 months. Second one, get your rockets recognition real quick. 17 months. Welcome back to Happy Monday. Okay, here you go. There's your rockets recognition one for each month you subbed, and again, once again, thank you for the continued support, and happy Monday to everybody. Okay, sorry, yawning. Uh-oh, tiger. Does it say 48? That says 48. Apparently it's resub day. It's that time of the month. But anyway, Tiger, thank you for the continued support. And again, that is through Prime Gaming, so it's a pain in the ass to renew. So I appreciate the consistency there. Very much appreciate it. Get your rockets of recognition as well. There we go. Keep in mind that each one of those rolling rockets represents 10 regular rockets of recognition. We have to do that because each one of those emotes eats up so many characters, and there's only so many characters here in chat that can be used, and so that's what we do. So once again, Tiger, thank you for the continued support, and again, happy Monday to everybody. I know 4 years. Where'd the time go? Well, seeing that it's even possible to get double that number, right? I think. Well, is it possible? I forget who's at. Tarkus is at the highest, and I can't remember where his number is, but he's up in the 90s for months of resubbing, so he can go higher than 4 years. Think about where that time went. I try not to, because I've been streaming for a little while, just a little. Where are you? Okay, so back to this. Now we got to talk to Alath here, see what he has to say.
We've been lied to. Our whole lives, and many lives before that. And it's led us to put our faith in a pantheon of gods that never deserved it in the first place.
People need something to believe in. The gods, however they came to be, have served that purpose rational. Theos is wrong. Most people are fundamentally decent. Knowing the truth can only make them better. Benevolent. I like that one.
You're right. People will be better off finding direction on their own than following this farce. Besides, the gods haven't exactly done much to prevent us from slaughtering each other. If anything, they've only given us more pretenses for doing so.
Tarkus is doing well. He was in here, last week or the week before for his resub. He usually shows up to resub, and then he disappears into the shadows. But he says he's doing fine.
I've also been thinking. There won't be much left of Theos by the time you're done with him, if I know how you operate. That will leave the leaden key headless. Perhaps it's best it stays that way.
I agree. No, someone should fill that role. Do what you think is right. I'm thinking there won't be much left of Theos by the time you're done with him. If I know how you operate. Twitches in a grin. That'll leave the leaden key headless. Perhaps it's best to stay that way. I agree. No, someone should fill that role. Do what you think is right.
Then let's face Theos. When this is all over, I'll make sure that no one is able to commit his abuses again.
Okay, now we're set there.
They'll never know I'm here.
Okay, a lone segment of bridge raises over the ruins of an ancient city. It looks stable enough, but the wide gap leaves little room for error. Jump to the freestanding segment. Gimpy gets a running start and leaps over the gap. However, Gimpy cries out upon landing and collapses on the other side in a tangle of limbs. What? Did you get hurt again? Twisted ankle. Ankle minus 25 to reflex. That's wrong. Just want to point that out. He's the most agile person in the group, and that's just wrong. More rings that we don't need anymore. Overseen. 2 overseen rings. So much junk. So.
Slowly now.
What's this? Blue. Thank you very much for the tier 1 sub. Oh, gift sub. Sorry, gift sub to Death Rage. Thank you for the gift sub. Appreciate it. I don't know who that person is, though. That's the only downside. So are we stuck over here now? This looks like we're stuck here. You're stuck here. Guess we're going. Wow, so this was just an opportunity to get us a broken ankle. Hey, Kays, welcome back. Happy Monday. So, the screens here. Blah, dark. Sorry, the edge of the bridge is dark against the glowing city below. A draft rises from the depths, cool against your skin. And falls short. Gimpy manages to grab the jutting lip of the bridge, legs dangling over empty space. With the painful gas, Gimpy climbs to safety. And now he's got 2 injuries. Wow, that's so nice to put that there. Trying to get us to burn 2 little camping things. But we're only going to burn 1 because all it takes to heal 2 things. 2 injuries. Okay. It's just dumb.
Slowly now.
It's dark here. Shades. Shades need to die.
What?
Let's do some boosts.
Aye?
Make sure they don't hit you so much. Oh, look, another dragon. Or is that just... Wait, oh, no, it's another drake.
What?
I know. What?
Hey there.
Uh-huh.
Aye?
Fire? Fire.
I'll teach you a lesson!
Wow, that dragon died fast. Trouble making dragons come out of nowhere. Down that way quite yet.
Be cautious. Be constant.
This area to explore still. So dark. More shades.
How may I help?
Oh, throw fireballs. That helps.
Show him how it's done!
See? No problem. So getting, what's her face, those 5 revives is going to be a little difficult.
Sure.
These fights aren't too terribly difficult, but we knew that coming in. Hidden Wonders. Is that your spell? That's a your spell. Or scroll. Need more scrolls.
I'll see what's ahead.
Not nearly enough scrolls. Exceptional high dollar. Don't need that, of course. Exceptional club. All the good stuff. So this area. Oh, we can't go down? What's the point? Or is this where the door is supposed to take us, maybe? Maybe. Okay, well, guess we're heading up here. Yeah, that didn't take us where I thought it was going to take us. A machine. This is going to go great. More dead people. Slot machine? I don't know if it's a slot machine yet. Brought enough nickels.
Are you ready to take the oath? To spread the word of the gods to the lost and heathen?
Ring of unshackling? Suppress affliction. Okay. I think Mrs. Gippy needs to talk to me. Be right back.
I am trusting you to remain loyal to the gods in this. If you do not, you will have greater powers than me to answer to. But you will answer to me as well.
Skippy walks in here. She goes, so the decision, the question is, do you want pizza for dinner tonight? And I look at her and I go, no, that's not the question. The question is are you going to get pizza for dinner? Because you know the answer to that question. Of course I'll have pizza for dinner. I'm not a madman here.
I wouldn't ask this. Were there any other choice?
She's funny. Thinking I'm going to say no to pizza. So what's looking, is he actually seeing us? Is that what it is? So that's broken that way too. Kind of question is, do you want pizza? I know. I mean, that's why I said, that's why I kept telling her, I go, that's not really the question though. It's not a question of do I want pizza? It's the question is, are you going to get pizza? So, it's the deep conversations we have on a regular basis around here.
This is a missionary, same as I was, taught the wrong things as I was.
I don't see a missionary here.
Oceanus. They have held off many would-be invaders.
You are ready to give a confession?
I am ready to hear one from you.
We've seen this story before. Hey, that looks familiar. Statue is warm to the touch. Should it be? Big slot machine. It'll suck out many souls. You come to a circular room, grand and domed, its walls lined with adra and trimmed with copper. At the far end, a great pillar of adra pierces the floor from below like a ragged spike, its shimmering texture giving the illusion of boundless depth. Your thoughts are yours and not yours, and they are all questions. Like, do you want pizza? At the base of the pillar stands Theos, a look of concern on his face as he notes your approach. You have something you want to ask him, one question above all others, spinning madly in your mind, but you don't dare to ask it yet. You need some admission from him first, some hint of the veracity of your suspicions.
You are far from your post, Inquisitor. What brings you here?
Your mind races, weighing different angles of approach, your emotions barely in check. What is this place? As I ever telling the truth, that machine behind you, what does it do? All these statues, who are they? Of? Was the entire Inquisition based on a lie? The machine behind you, what does it do?
It has many uses, but its purpose is to bring structure to the chaos that surrounds it.
What is this place?
We are in a sanctum holy to Utica. There are others like it in service to the other gods. I come here often to pray for her counsel, and in this space I may be assured that she hears me.
Vera telling the truth.
That woman sought only to destroy the foundations of peace and civility that my people sacrificed everything to build.
All these statues, who are they of?
They are monuments to Utica's greatest servants among my people. I hope to join them myself one day, but my work is not yet complete.
Was the entire Inquisition based on a lie?
The Inquisition was based on the need to cut the flesh from a rotting wound.
You're shaking now, having lost all patience for tact. No more evasions. You have to know everything you believed, everything you have done for the gods. Did you lie to me when you said the gods could end suffering? Theo says nothing. Are there no gods?
What is a god? A higher power? A rewarder of good deeds and punisher of the wicked? Something men can turn to in their darkest moments when their days seem only like bridges from one tragedy to the next. Our gods are all these things.
Theo says every word. You find yourself losing control of a boiling cauldron of rage and doubt, fear, and hopelessness until you can take it no more. Are there no gods?
We are in a sacred place within earshot of the gods themselves. This is not the time. You've been through much these past few months. You will return home and you will rest. When you feel you have recovered, you may rejoin us at the trials. The Inquisition is far from over, and I will have need of you. There are many who continue to spread the lies of the apostate. The Inquisition will not end until we have pronounced judgment on all of them.
And then we throw a big party, right? His eyes linger on you, and there is no mistaking the threat behind it, and your rage shrinks at the image of an iron wheel in your mind, monolithic and caked with the dried blood of thousands. You do not ask your question again. So is that more of a memory? That didn't actually happen, right?
How did you find it?
I didn't. It was Lady Webb.
Another in a string of acts of petty defiance. For all her knowledge, she always preferred spite over reason.
She loved you. It was reason that guided her hand in this. You put her out of her misery. It was reason that guided her hand in this.
Then she should have obeyed. I ask one thing of all my followers. She was incapable. A waste of rare talent and intellect.
Blind obedience is a lot to ask for someone with a mind of their own. Her talent and intellect were too great for her to live as your servant. Blind obedience.
What of your cohorts, then? They have followed you to their deaths. Is it loyalty that brings them here? Or is it, as my agents suggest, that they have no direction of their own?
Well, depends on your perception of the nature of the universe. Durant stares at Theos with that beast snarls. Theos watches him calmly.
You built a weapon that delivered exactly as promised.
I served my goddess as you did yours.
Yet the other builders were slain. 11 of a dozen. Why not you? Were you somehow different? Redeemable in your god's sight?
Whatever desire I had to be redeemed in her eyes was weakness, purged by the Watcher's sight.
Or was it merely that your goddess wanted you dead as well, and your delusions of importance prevented you from seeing the obvious?
A whore's beguiling charms, nothing more. But the spell's broke now, Theos. The trial's over. I know friend from foe, and I've come here now to see a foe repaid.
You were able to destroy a god because another god wished it. Without her hand to guide you, you could not strike at a god any more than you could strike the sky. You are impotent, and not just from the pox. I understand your Duke's bells gave you a mission.
Talking to Pelagina now.
Their orders do not absolve me of my greater responsibility to the safety and well-being of the Republics.
Yet you disobeyed. Something you already have a reputation for. They will know, of course. If it had been for a worthy cause, they might have forgiven you. But I don't see them pursuing animancy after seeing what it's done here. They trusted you, and you disappointed, as you always have. And you will again be disowned.
The parents scold, but the children are safe. Whether animancy research continues in the Republics or not, they will survive. For now, that's enough. In any case, I wouldn't be so smug about my fate, Theos. I imagine Woodica responds to disappointment much more severely than even my dukes.
State your name and purpose, young acolyte.
At the sight of Aloth.
My name belonged to the gods and my hand to their service. No more.
His eyes darken.
You serve none but yourself. Without contact with your order, you can have no higher purpose. Only the base concerns of the flesh. You have cast yourself from our ranks.
And I should have done it years before. I'd rather live in uncertainty than servitude.
And that uncertainty would lead you where it leads everyone. To doubt, to emptiness, to the many cruelties inspired by disbelief. You will have to forgive your Grandmaster for remaining skeptical of his initiate's choices.
Theos regards Manea.
And the lost gift-bearer. You have been many things in this life, all because you fear what you really are.
Last I checked, the Ingwithans didn't make you a god. You want to tell me you don't have any regrets of your own?
There is no greater calling than the spread and protection of our faith. I regret nothing in service of that cause.
Then you haven't been looking hard enough.
Or perhaps I have merely witnessed the alternative. You are here because you are lost. The gods cannot reach everyone, I'm afraid. May you fare better in your next lives.
He directs his gaze at me.
I gather you have had your soul awakened. Why else would you shadow my footsteps like some stray mongrel? You think I have something to offer you? But our business was concluded long ago.
You know of our business. I live my life by the lies you told. You owe me the truth. One of us is going to die in this room. You may as well admit you lied to me before that. What do you know of our business?
You think your abilities only flow in one direction. That isn't how it works, I'm afraid. Not for me. For all that you saw of my soul in the sanitarium, I saw as much of yours.
Blah, you owe me the truth. One of us is going to die in this room. You may as well admit you lied to me before that.
I answered your questions once. That your soul is not fit to accept the answers is of little concern to me. I lied to no one. Not to you, not to anyone. The gods are real. They are everything we need them to be, and the world is better for it.
You denied a generation its place in the world. You're saying this somehow improves things. You have lied to everyone, except yourself most of all. You convinced me once that spreading your false faith would end atrocities, yet here you are committing your own.
The spread of our faith ended many such atrocities. I do what I must to ensure it continues to do so. The heart of this country has skipped a beat, nothing more. I have done far worse. I plunged the peaceful kingdom of Telosus into civil war. I slew the monarch of Desantio, whose people never knew hardship under his rule, and replaced him with a cruel despot who brought them to ruin. When plague arrived at the great city of Arborensis, I saw to it that the cure did not. They piled their dead outside the city in heaps that rose above their walls.
Nothing could justify these atrocities. It's supposed to diminish the damage you've done here. I don't see how these other matters concern me. None of those places still exist. Nothing could justify these atrocities.
That's where you are mistaken.
Oh, they always say that.
There was a time, back when your soul was still a shapeless mist, when the world believed only in false gods. Thousands of them. Gods that told them to take slaves. Gods that told them to make war upon their neighbors and devour the slain. Gods that told them to burn their children alive and cover themselves in the ashes as a sign of their faith. But all that changed when they learned of the true gods. Our gods. All those misshapen, bestial instincts melted beneath the radiance of our God's majesty. You could see it in their eyes. That dull emptiness replaced with the glimmer of a kindled spark.
Teach them there where no gods would have achieved the same purpose, the spark of false hope. You led them to overcome their nature. Teach them that there were no gods would have achieved the same purpose.
And replaced it with one far worse.
Which is?
Have you imagined this existence? The one the apostate would have created. We are not all so virtuous as she. Without our gods, the most wicked, the most tyrannical, they would take that power for themselves. But more than that, it would be a hollow existence. All mysteries forever unanswered. All purposes constructed from meaninglessness. No endings to bring closure. Only a wheel, turning without mercy, grinding our spirits to dust.
Inola looks at you as he speaks. The reflection of the ancient machine flickers and dances in his eyes. Underestimate people. If that's how it has to be, then so be it. Your way comes too great of a cost. Better that than live a lie. Let's see, benevolent or honest? Benevolent. Your way comes at too great a cost.
It is the least of all possible costs. Are you so dense as to think a faithless world would not be ridden with calamity? All I have seen, the millennia of experience. I will not be dissuaded from this course. This is the only way.
At least admit it. Admit to me that the gods are not true gods. I need to hear it from you. Then you must be stopped. You are blind to think yours is the only way. You are controlled by your own doubts. Just admit it.
You have not thought this through. There is no leaving this place for you. I allowed it once, but you have made it all too clear what a mistake my mercy was. With your soul and thousands of others, I will see this world purged of its suffering. Hear me, Woodica. Your servant calls for aid.
He puts his hands out low to either side as though welcoming some unseen guest. He shuts his eyes and casts his face skyward. Uh-oh.
Croak 10!
You spite me, jerk. Okay, so you guys are vessels. I think we need to switch over to the hammer, don't we? The hammer. Get the ancient forge once per encounter. Slaver once per encounter. Echo of the Maker. Bow AoE, only vessels, frightened for 3 seconds. So that'll work on them. So it's hammer time. That's right. So where's everybody?
How may I help?
First of all, pick that up. You too.
Your thoughts must flow deeply indeed.
You'd be blinded. So he's resistant to blinded, of course. Charmed, confused, dazed, dominated, frightened, petrified. So he's basically doing why I touch him. Basically what that means. So oh, Keep's got other powers still. Where the hell are they? There we go. So Crucible of the Soul. Has a viral essence of possessed. Gaining endurance in the process. Trying to put on their power to enhance all his or her attributes. That's what we want.
I'm here.
Turn around and kill that thing, maybe. And these things be feared. See, they can't be feared. Beat up on that one over there.
I'm ready.
Smack that one. Is that thing already dead? She destroyed it. How did she kill it so quickly? She just destroyed that thing. Okay, I need some buffs probably. There.
Your thoughts must flow deep.
I'm over here to get a buff real quick.
Aye?
Some little bit of fire. So that thing's dead.
What?
Tell me.
I'm ready.
Yeah?
Mow it.
He needs to get out of there. Oh, what the hell's going on? Oh, that's not good, whatever that is. Keeping these wake up call. Level 5 spell?
Aye?
Get away from that glowing thing, I think, is the issue there.
Oh, thank.
worth it.
Wow, he didn't last long at all. That seemed kind of easy. At your feet rests the body of Theos, hollow, the dense wrinkles shaped by the silent shouldering of an eternal burden now smoothed across his color-drained face. His soul remains still for the moment, defenseless, its energy expended, and in defeat, it lies sprawled across his body like a death shroud. Of course I'm overleveled. That was the fun part.
That's the servant down, and the mistress still to go. A good start, worthy of being built upon.
Dun, dun, dun.
Thousands of souls he has tortured. Would that he could live those sufferings 1,000 times himself.
In his own way, Theos must have truly believed he was caring for the people of Eora, protecting them from themselves. A shame his soul won't have a chance to reflect on his errors before it enters the wheel.
He spent his lives, more than any of us will ever know. For what? Binding the world to a lie. Could a man like that ever be redeemed?
Probably not.
Can't help but feel sorry for him. To live so long without a fresh start, with no chance to wonder what's around the corner.
She shakes her head. Explore soul. With a deep breath, you plunge into Theos' soul, and where in Rackenberry it had been a maze of narrow corridors and dead ends, now it is expansive and borderless, its walls crumbling into heaps like the ruins of Engwith as you pass through them. You travel from what seems like ages, rushing to a known destination, a memory you glimpsed once before. At last you see it, no more than a pinprick of light at the end of a long tunnel, expanding slowly at first, then quickly as you enter, or quickly as you near. You come out in the room you are standing in now, but it is new and pristine, filled with people, thousands of them, all turned towards the great Adra pillar and the machine that encases it. Theos stands at the machine, and you are one with him now. You look out at the crowd, at faces of shriveled old men and cherub-cheeked little girls, at mothers bouncing infants to quiet them, and fathers clasping their children's restless hands and watching you with somber acceptance. A woman with tears in her eyes gives you a small nod. You turn back toward the machine, and your breaths constricted beneath the weight of unwanted knowledge, preparing yourself to set out alone on a journey without end. You close your eyes and open them again to find the machine still in front of you, beckoning. You take your place in front of it and place your hands upon a large mechanical disc at the base of the great crystal column and speak a single word. Giant rings creak to life, building speed, setting a rays of carved draconic mouths of glow, sending tremors through the platform beneath you. The entire room shakes now with the force of the accelerating machine, all sound drowned out by its deep, deafening thrum. Brilliant tendrils of light arc outward from the pillar in all directions, and you look over your shoulder to see them engulfing the crowd, burning them brightly with like hot iron. One by one, the tendrils disappear, leaving ashen effigies where people once stood, many of them disintegrating to gray heaps under the stress of the tremors. You look above to the Adra pillar, and a glowing spherical mass has begun to coalesce atop the column where the arcs converge. It grows and pulses, translucent and bulbous-like It grows and pulses, translucent and bulbous like some immense chrysalis, suspended in slow rotation as though it were being spun from the arcs of light. When the last arc disappears, the spectral mass hangs a moment, no longer rotating, so bright you must shield your eyes with an outstretched hand, and it seems to you as though it is looking at you. You bow your head in acknowledgement and look back up to see it melt into the pillar like warm candle wax. The pillar flares with a flash of light, bright as the sun itself, then fades to darkness. The machine slows down to an abrupt halt, and when the last echo of its grinding cogs has passed, the chamber is still, and you are alone. From all sides, reality begins to bleed in through the memory, and you find yourself in your own skin once more, looking down on Theos' lifeless body. You sense a listlessness to Theos' soul, an overwhelming fatigue that hinders its immediate escape and makes it vulnerable to manipulation. You feel as though your victory has given you some kind of hold over it, and you are able to do with it as you please. Returning to the cycle, you remember this, Theos. Remember that no man can hide the truth forever, and all you've done was done in futility. The memory shall be your penance. Tear his soul apart. I do not envy you, Theos. I have all people realize the sway memories can hold. It is time you were granted peace. Banish the soul to Theos ex Arcana there Arcanon. There can be no forgiveness for your deeds, only justice. You shall escape judgment no longer. Destroy all memories contained within. Your memory makes you a slave to your own past. Perhaps it can be undone, but it can't be forgotten. It shall trouble neither of us any longer. Tear your soul apart. You caused me great suffering, Theos. You do not deserve to exist. So who's Braith Aemon? Who's doing the judgment here? In terms of the cycle. Memory makes you a slave to your own past. Perhaps it can't be undone, but it can be forgotten. It shall trouble either of us any longer. Seems too easy. Remember, I'm the benevolent, honest rogue, so I don't think tearing his soul apart is the right way to go. I don't think that's very benevolent. Banishing his soul is somewhat, because he still exists, right? There's still some justice there. There's an ancient Ergothan ruin beneath the burial mile district of Twin Elms, a prison for heretics. So that's where he needs to go then. Justice it is.
To apply the teachings of Durance would more immediately satisfy the cravings in my bones. But this is the stronger lesson, for his soul is already marked by his own hand.
Perhaps this is the best place in the world for Theos. Somewhere he can't cause further harm. Still, you eventually found the Ovara. What is a few thousand years to someone like him?
You guard Theos' soul still unsubdued, and your pronouncement seems to empower your spirit. Your will seems to you now a thick chain, and you wind it around Theos, constraining all movement, eliminating any possible last means of resistance. You call to mind the eternal prison, the vast empty cavern and its cells of Adra, vacated by souls that chose to betray themselves in order to escape the infinite abyss of hopeless self-reflection. You choose a vacant pillar and pour your consciousness into it, creating a perfect, inescapable hollow with the space for one. And now you gather up Theos' soul and bear it to the pillar like some bodiless jailer conjured by justice itself. You can feel its resistance now, the abject terror radiating from it, but your binding will not be broken. When at last it is sealed away and you begin to recede back to your center, you could almost swear you hear a distant, wordless cry for mercy. In the stillness that follows, a single word echoes through your mind, a word you spoke when you were one with Theos in an ancient memory. You realize it is the word that activates the machine. Oh, look at everybody I need to talk to now.
Sure.
Okay, time to talk.
So much for Theos, then.
The membranes of Palgina's eyes sweep out and retract as she gazes into the great machine.
Now you have a chance to set things right, back to the proper order of things. It will take the Deerwood generations to recover, but at least these souls will find their way back to the wheel, as it should be.
Ah, the end of the road greets us at last. You fared well, Watcher. Better than any Watcher has right to. Seems you were a field in need of a flame's cleansing. Would that my own trial had produced such an outcome. I had figured myself for the field all this time. But you were the field, and I the darkness. A lesson neither of Durance nor of Margarin. But with that trial's end, a new one begins, a god's trial, and I will stand in judgment without mercy.
He's the trouble.
Theos may be gone, but his crimes, the wounds he has inflicted, remain. Yet before you lies an opportunity to heal, to restore. Only through the healing of families, repairing the bonds between parent and child, reforging the shattered links between generations, can the Deerwood be knit whole once more.
Sure, you're right.
People will long remember the legacy. Let them also remember the healing that followed.
Very well.
Astounding. I always knew the Leaden Key stood for something big, but I didn't quite realize what I'd gotten myself into. And now, you're in the middle of something even bigger. With a decision that will affect millions. But even if you send the souls somewhere specific now, who knows what the next turn of the wheel will make of them? We can't really control what happens to them. Nor should we try. I had to see the monster Theos had become to realize that.
So, I won't leave something this important up to chance.
It's your decision, of course. And whatever you decide, I'm glad our paths crossed in Gilded Vale.
That was a long time ago. Feels like forever.
Hey Gimpy, it is time to take a break.
So, now what?
This break supports the purchase of Rocket's treats. If you would like to help Rocket feel like a puppy again, please visit gimpyknee.com/support or type !treats in chat. Thank you. Your next break is in 1 hour.
Okay, worry about that after we deal with this, because we're, just about there at the end. With your companions bearing witness, you step up to the place where Theos once stood before his people long ago. The great machine lies in front of you, idle, ready. You have seen this machine and others like it in operation. You understand how it works. It is a device for directing souls. As a watcher, it would be a simple matter to influence that direction, though as big as the machine is, it may be the last thing you ever do. Activate it. You would take the break first? Is it that bad? Is it that long? How long is this going to take? No long or not long? Long? Okay. Thank you for the warning. Okay, so we'll take a break here then. Not bad. Long. Okay. So, take a break. Get up, stretch some legs, get some water, that kind of thing. We'll be back in a few minutes. And finish this up, and then I'll probably get started on Pills of Eternity 2 when we get back. After this is done, of course. So, anyway, be back shortly. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the dog video.